go to class, ask for help, do the work. 4 years ago, Dean Heinricher gave us this advice during freshman orientation. But let's go even farther back. 16 years ago, most of us were just about ready to graduate from kindergarten. At my school, a big part of the degree requirement was to write and illustrate your own book. Then, at commencement, everyone had to read their novel to the crowd. I chose to write about rockets, and I know that because my parents kept the book all these years. Rockets by Broslawski. Feeling nostalgic recently, I dug that laminated dissertation out of storage, and when I read the opening line, I had to laugh. Rockets are cool. It's true, they are. The book struck me in a very interesting way because I realized that even though I could barely spell Broslawski, I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life, and that a spark had been lit at that very young age. And I think that, to some extent, there's that little kid and their dreams for the future in all of us. At some point, we discovered that we were interested in biology or robots or computer science. And from that day forward, we followed our passions. Passions which sometimes wavered, but always endured. I pose a question to you today. If you could go back 16 years and find that younger version of yourself, so eager to follow your dreams and learn about the world, what would you tell yourself? What advice would you offer? For me, I would probably start by telling my 5-year-old self that rocket is spelled with a C-K. But for you, what advice would you share with your kindergarten self? And admittedly, this is a tricky question. Your professor's answer might be, the work gets harder, but you get smarter. Material science would probably advise that adapting to an applied stress makes a material stronger as a whole. And the advice we got from the Beatles was, I get by with a little help from my friends. And I guess this is all good advice, but as I began to seriously think about my particular journey and how I would answer the question, I realized none of it is the right advice to give to a graduate, kindergartner or otherwise. No, my answer revolves around lifelong learning. Thinking back over 16 years of textbooks, homework problems, and 5-paragraph essays, 16 years of lab reports, group projects, and PowerPoint presentations, I know I learned in the classroom. But as I look at my life outside of the classroom, I realized that there was valuable learning there as well. Learning to play the trumpet taught me about tenacity, and my first job taught me about humility. My family taught me about roots, and my friends taught me about loyalty. And just moving to WPI, just setting out on my own, taught me about responsibility and collaboration and opportunity. And actually studying here for 4 years, it taught me about putting my name on my work and making sacrifices to prepare for my future. Everything we have learned up to this point has prepared us for what follows. And while it was exciting to grow up and realize just how much we still don't know, now that it's a time to actually go out and apply what we do know, it can be easy for us to feel intimidated. I'm not worried, however, because from our first trip on the big yellow school bus to our final walk over Earl Bridge tomorrow, we've been practicing how to learn. We've all transformed from kindergartners who misspelled 2-syllable words to full-fledged WPI graduates. So in answer to my earlier question, if I could go back in time and find the younger version of myself on my kindergarten graduation day, I would tell him this: what you know isn't nearly as important as how you learn. I challenge you to retake all 12 final exams from your freshman year right now and pass every single one of them. I couldn't, and that's okay, Because the value of your WPI education is not to become a walking encyclopedia, but rather it is to become a thinker, a philosopher, a leader, a person who can walk up to any problem and confidently say, yeah, I can figure this out. The successful WPI graduate is a lifelong student, constantly practicing their strengths, working to improve their weaknesses, and repeatedly rising to meet life's challenges. The world can be a scary place. New problems appear daily, problems to which there are not solutions printed in the back of the book. And yes, there are naysayers, people who will try to discourage you. You're too young, you're inexperienced, it just can't be done. They will try to use their own insecurities to slow you down, but you cannot let them. Believe in yourself, keep your head in the game, and prove them wrong. Because I know you can. Everyone here today knows you can. Over the past 4 years, I have been consistently amazed and inspired by the passion, the creativity, and the projects WPI students participate in on campus and abroad. There is something special about our school on a hill that attracts problem solvers and critical thinkers. And despite every challenge that each of us has faced over the last 16 years, we have come out on top. Days like today are proof that when talented people put the work in and educate themselves, they can achieve just about anything. So enjoy today. You've earned it. And know that so long as you continue to learn, then there will be many more celebrations to come. In closing, I'd like to repeat the advice Dean Heinricher gave to the WPI class of 2017 during freshman orientation. The simple path to learning we travel to commencement. Go to class, ask for help, do the work. What you know isn't nearly as important as how you learn, so never stop learning. If you can follow this code, then you'll be living the dream. Thank you.